We asked you what's the greatest evidence for the other side. Why don't we end by you answering what do you believe is the greatest evidence for Islam? And you can end with that, and you can end with what do you think is the greatest evidence for Christianity?
Well, I mean, I would love to repeat all the points that I brought up in my introduction, but to throw out something different, I would say that the Quran has stood the test of time, beginning with its own followers. So, whereas in the case of the Bible, it's Judeo-Christian scholarship itself that is kind of tearing it apart now. It's not Muslims who are doing studies on the Gospel of John. It's not Muslims who posited the documentary hypothesis for the Old Testament about how it was authored. It's people from the Judeo-Christian tradition, and liberal Christians as well too, who have done scholarship on the Bible, and they're saying, yeah, Gospel of John was redacted many times over, it had different authors, there's no way the Torah could have been written by the historical Moses. This is what Judeo-Christian scholars are saying. Whereas faith has held up much better in the Muslim world. If you line up 10 guys named Michael and ask them if they believe the Bible is the inerrant word of God, you and I all know that maybe, right? Maybe 2 out of those 10 Michaels maybe are believing Christians and take the Bible very seriously. The majority don't. But you line up 10 guys named Ahmed, right? Or line up 10 ladies named Fatima and ask them, is the Quran the inerrant word of God? And did God speak to Prophet Muhammad? And so forth. And the answer is in the affirmative, you know. It might be a drug dealer, Ahmed, right? But their faith is intact. So thus far, Islam has fared much better on that level. And in fact, you really have to scrape to try to find Muslims, even in the Western world, where they're free, they're not scared about their life. It's hard to find Muslim scholars that poke the same kind of holes, you know, in the Quran that Christian scholars do. Just right now, Tony mentioned Tarif Khalidi. Tarif Khalidi is apparently, he's saying, a Muslim scholar who, you didn't say it explicitly, I want to be fair, but since the topic is the Quran and the Bible, the implication is that he's questioning the Quranic Jesus. But no, Tarif Khalidi, I have the book here, right in the introduction, he makes it clear that the Quranic Jesus and the Muslim Jesus are 2 different things because...
We're out of time.
Okay, but he defines it as something that is post-Islam.
Okay.
And what was the question again? What was the...
What do you think is the greatest evidence for Christianity, is for you?
Okay, all right. The greatest evidence for Christianity is the resurrection of Jesus. One of the Christianity either falls or stands on one thing. It's not on whether Jesus was born in the manger. It's not whether Jesus taught in parables. The Christian faith rests on the affirmation that God raised him from the dead. Now, are there scholars out there from the Judeo-Christian tradition that are liberal? Yes. Bart Ehrman is not a conservative scholar. Bart Ehrman is not a conservative scholar.